Your fully realized future self has already triggered your next quantum leap. The shift isn't coming. It's a signal that is arriving right now. This isn't a spiritual metaphor. This is the physics of retrocausality, the proven principle that the future influences the past. Your future self just triggered the fastest quantum shift, and this is your guide to achieving total alignment now. In the next 45 minutes, I will show you the experiments that confirm this is not a theory, but a mechanical reality of our universe, and I will give you the precise protocol to consciously align with the reality that is being broadcast to you at this very moment. This isn't wishful thinking. The principles we are discussing today are demonstrated in bedrock quantum phenomena, like the famous Wheeler-delayed choice experiment. In this experiment, a choice made by an observer in the future literally dictates the past behavior of a particle. Think about that for a moment. A future measurement determines a past state of being. The effect precedes the cause. Your life is no different. Your future, fully realized self is the ultimate observer, and their state of being is sending a signal back through time, influencing the particles, the choices, the events, the very fabric of your present reality. If you have felt exhausted, impatient, or stuck on the very edge of a massive change, listen closely. If you've done all the work, followed all the steps, and still feel like you're pushing against an invisible wall, it is not because you are failing. It's because you have been trying to drive to a destination by staring at a crumpled paper map, while completely ignoring the cosmic GPS that is speaking to you, guiding you, and already rerouting you around all the traffic. This frustration, this feeling of being stuck, is the friction of misalignment. It is the signature of trying to force a reality when your only job is to receive one. If you're ready to shift from trying to receiving, and this scientific approach to your evolution resonates, hit the like button now. It signals to the universe and the algorithm that this paradigm shift is needed. So how does this quantum shift explained from the future actually work? Let me break down the mechanics. It's not about brute force. It's not about more effort. It's about signal clarity. You are a biological receiver, tuned to the frequency of your own potential. But for years, we've been taught to transmit, to send out our desires, to push our intentions into the universe. We've been creating so much static that we can't hear the clear, powerful signal that is already being broadcast back to us. This is where we introduce the central metaphor for our journey today, the cosmic GPS. Imagine your future self has already arrived. They are standing in the reality you dream of, the one with the abundance, the peace, the love, the fulfillment. They have solved every problem you are currently facing. They found the most efficient, elegant, and powerful path from where you are to where they are. And now they are sending the coordinates back to you, not through words, but through resonance, through feeling. The synchronicities you notice are the turn-by-turn directions. The intuitive nudges are the voice saying, turn left here. Even the challenges and detours are the system recalculating for an even better route you couldn't have seen. Have you ever felt an overwhelming, illogical pull towards a new direction, even when your current life was fine on paper? A sudden urge to leave a stable job, to learn a new skill that made no sense, to move to a city you've never visited. That wasn't a random whim. That was the GPS trying to get your attention. Your only job is to learn how to listen, to tune your inner receiver to the frequency of the destination, to trust the guidance, even when it doesn't make logical sense. By the end of this transmission, you will move from an impatient seeker trying to force a path to an aligned receiver, effortlessly navigating by the signal of your own highest destiny. The work has already been done. The path is already paved. It's time to stop driving and start arriving. So, how does this cosmic GPS actually work? To understand it, we must be willing to let go of one of our most deeply ingrained illusions, the idea that time flows in only one direction, like a river carrying us helplessly from a fixed past toward an unknown future. This is a Newtonian, classical view of the universe. It's useful for building bridges and launching rockets, but it is not the complete truth of reality. At the quantum level, the level where reality is born, time is not a one-way street. It is a field of possibility where the future can, and demonstrably does, influence the past. This isn't philosophy. This is a proven phenomenon known as retrocausality. Effects can and do appear to precede their causes. It's a principle so mind-bending that physicist John Archibald Wheeler, who coined the term black hole, designed an experiment to test it. The delayed choice experiment proved that a measurement made on a particle in the future determined the path it had already taken in the past. Think about that for a moment. The future choice reached back in time and shaped what had already happened. This breaks our linear conditioning completely, but it's the key, it is the mechanism. Consider a masterful story. The meaning of the very first chapter is entirely defined by the final chapter. The author wrote the beginning already knowing the ending. The ending informs, shapes, and gives purpose to every event that precedes it. Your life operates under the same elegant principle. Your highest, most realized future is the author of your present moment, sending back the narrative structure that leads you perfectly to its own existence. This backward-in-time influence is what we will now name. It is the future self-signal. This signal is not abstract information. It is not a voice whispering in your ear. It is a resonant, energetic imprint of a solved problem. It is the frequency of a desire already fulfilled, a potential already actualized, a reality already fully embodied by you. Your future self isn't hoping you'll make it. It is broadcasting the frequency of its own victory back through the timeline to ensure that you do. We must deepen the metaphor here. The cosmic GPS isn't a device outside of you. Your entire energetic system is the receiver. The signal isn't a sound wave that your ears must pick up. It's a resonant frequency that your body is designed to lock onto. The destination it's guiding you to is not a physical place. It is an emotional state, peace, freedom, certainty, unconditional love. That feeling you are chasing is the destination, and your future self is broadcasting that feeling, that exact frequency, into your present moment as your guidance system. This single insight illuminates why all the old methods of manifestation have felt so frustrating, so inconsistent, so exhausting. Why did the affirmations, the vision boards, the constant mental effort leave you feeling more stuck than before? Because you were trying to transmit when your only job was to receive. All that striving, all that hustle, all that forceful visualizing from a place of lack, from the feeling of "I don't have this yet," was creating immense amounts of energetic static. You were screaming your desired destination into the GPS, hoping it would listen. But in doing so, you were jamming the clear, powerful, and infinitely intelligent signal that was already being broadcast from the destination itself. You have been trying to create a map when a flawless satellite feed was already streaming directly to you. The constant effort, the anxiety about how it will happen, the need to control every variable. This is the static. This is the noise that drowns out the signal. You have been pushing a river that is already flowing, trying to force a route that is less efficient than the one being offered. The friction you feel, the sense of being stuck, is the resistance created by trying to transmit over an incoming broadcast. This is the core of future self-manifestation. It is not about creating something new from scratch. It is about receiving something that is already complete. The new paradigm, the true path to a quantum shift, is signal reception. It is the art of creating profound, energetic silence and clarity within yourself. It is about turning down the volume of the ego's fear, the mind's doubt, and society's expectations, so you can finally perceive the subtle, powerful guidance system that has been active your entire life. Your work is not to build the future. Your work is to become an impeccable receiver of the future that is already built. Think of a recent, inexplicable urge you had, a sudden desire to change careers, move, or learn something new. Was that you deciding, or was that you receiving the first data packet from your future? We operate under a central paradox, a deeply ingrained belief that keeps us locked in a cycle of struggle and effort. We believe we must build our future, brick by painful brick. We believe we must solve the problem of our present limitations to earn the reward of a better tomorrow. This is the great illusion of linear time, the foundational lie that says you must walk the entire path to reach the destination. The revelation is this: your fully realized future self is not waiting for you at the end of the path. It is actively collapsing the timeline. It is sending the solution back to you before you have even fully articulated the problem. Think about that. The final, elegant answer to an impossibly complex equation is being transmitted into your present moment. While you are still staring at the variables, trying to figure out where to even begin. This changes everything. Instantly, the crushing weight of figuring out the how becomes irrelevant. The how has already been solved by the version of you who is living its result. The anxiety you feel about making the right moves, choosing the correct strategy, avoiding fatal mistakes, all of it is predicated on the false assumption that the outcome is in doubt. It is not. The outcome is the source of the signal you are now learning to receive. This means that every synchronicity, every so-called coincidence, is not a random stroke of luck. It is a precision-engineered waypoint, a breadcrumb placed on your path by a higher intelligence, your own, confirming that you are on the correct trajectory. Your job is not achievement. Your job is alignment. And this is where we must transform our central metaphor. You are not just a driver following the instructions of a cosmic GPS. That understanding is incomplete. You are the high-gain antenna, and the signal is not just giving you directions. It is upgrading your vehicle's operating system in real time. The broadcast from your future self is not merely information. It is a resonant frequency that, when you align with it, begins to rewrite your energetic structure. It recalibrates your neurology, shifts your emotional baseline, and alters your perception so that you begin to see the opportunities that were previously invisible. You are being reconfigured at a cellular level to become the person for whom your desired future is not a dream, but a simple, undeniable reality. The work, therefore, shifts entirely. It moves from brute force effort to subtle, delicate tuning. You stop asking, what do I need to do to get there? That question is born of the old paradigm. It is an engine of struggle. Instead, you begin to ask a far more powerful and precise question. What does this signal feel like? You quiet your mind and you reach for the feeling state of your already realized future: peace, certainty, freedom, inexplicable joy. That feeling is the carrier wave of the signal. And with that feeling as your unwavering compass, every choice becomes simple. You ask, does this action, this conversation, this thought, align me more deeply with that feeling, or does it create static? So this is how to connect with future self. You don't reach out to it, you tune into it. You become an antenna for a broadcast that is already filling the airwaves. What if the struggle you've been experiencing isn't a sign of failure, but the friction created as your present reality is being pulled into alignment with a much higher future frequency? What if the turbulence is proof of your acceleration? This is the ultimate identity transformation. You must let the old identity dissolve. It is no longer serving you. You are not a seeker trying to find a path. You are a receiver, coming online to a pre-existing signal. You are not a builder, struggling to construct a bridge to a distant future. You are allowing that future to pull you across the bridge it has already built for you. This isn't just a theory. This is a lived reality. The future self-signal is already active in your life. Right now, you have been seeing the evidence for months, maybe even years, but you have been misinterpreting it. You've been cataloging it as chaos, as problems, as setbacks, as bad luck. You've been seeing proof of your upgrade and calling it a breakdown. Today, that misinterpretation ends. I'm going to give you the 3 most common, most powerful signatures of an active future self-signal. These are the counterintuitive fingerprints it leaves on your present reality. As I describe them, your only job is to recognize them, to see the pattern that has been underlying the apparent randomness of your life. The first and most dramatic signature is the disintegration of the old. This is often the most painful and confusing sign. A relationship that was the bedrock of your life suddenly feels hollow, intolerable. A career you spent a decade building now feels like a prison, and you can't stand another Monday morning. An identity you wore with pride, the good son, the successful entrepreneur, the spiritual seeker, suddenly feels like a costume that is 2 sizes too small, and then it falls away. Sometimes you choose it, sometimes it is chosen for you. The relationship ends, you get laid off, the business fails. We are culturally conditioned to see this as loss, as failure, as a sign that we have done something wrong. This is a profound misunderstanding of energetic law. That old reality, the job, the person, the identity, was operating at a specific frequency. Your future self is broadcasting a much higher, more expanded, more coherent frequency into your present moment. The two are not compatible. The lower frequency cannot survive in the presence of the higher one, so it shatters. It is not a punishment, it is a system purge. Your future self is clearing the energetic and circumstantial space required for the new reality to land. It is uninstalling old software that is incompatible with the operating system of your highest destiny. It wasn't a breakdown, it was a breakthrough. It had to go to make space. You weren't losing a part of your life, that you were shedding a weight that would have prevented you from making the ascent. The second signature is heightened synchronicity. This is where the universe begins to feel less like a random series of events and more like a curated conversation. You have a question in your mind, and the answer appears on a billboard you drive past. You think of a friend you haven't spoken to in 10 years, and they call you 2 hours later. You're wondering what your next step should be, and a book literally falls off a shelf in front of you, open to a page that speaks directly to your soul. We dismiss this as coincidence, as a fun little quirk of reality. It is nothing of the sort. These are confirming waypoints. They are precision-engineered pings from your cosmic GPS, placed along your path by your future self. Each synchronicity is a whisper, a confirmation that says, "I'm signal locked. You are on the correct vector. Keep going." It's your higher intelligence letting you know that you are correctly interpreting the subtle nudges and that the path you are on, however strange it may seem, is the most efficient route to your destination. It is the evidence that you are not walking alone. You are being guided with meticulous, loving precision. This is not random. This is engineering. The third signature is the most subtle and the most powerful, unexplained knowing. This is a sudden, deep, unshakable intuition to take an illogical action. It goes against all practical advice. It defies your pro-con lists. It makes no sense to your rational mind. It's the sudden urge to move to a city you've never visited. The overwhelming command to quit your stable, high-paying job to write a book. The quiet, certain knowing that you must end a perfectly fine relationship. There is no external evidence to support this move. Your friends and family think you are crazy. Your own mind is screaming in protest. But the knowing, it's absolute. We call this a whim, a fantasy, an irresponsible impulse. It is a direct data download from the future. This is your future self bypassing the static and interference of your logical mind and sending a shortcut command directly into your operating system. It's the equivalent of the GPS seeing a massive traffic jam 10 miles ahead on your logical route and instantly giving you an exit command that seems to take you in the wrong direction. The logical mind can only see the next mile. The future self sees the entire map, all at once. This unexplained knowing is the highest form of guidance because it requires the highest form of trust. It is a command to trust the signal over the noise of your present circumstances. Disintegration, synchronicity, unexplained knowing. Look back at your life. You now have a new framework, a new interpretive lens for your own history and your immediate present. From now on, when chaos appears and something you cherish falls away, you will not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" You will ask, "What is this clearing space for?" When a breathtaking synchronicity occurs, you will not just smile at the coincidence. You will say, inwardly or out loud, "Signal confirmed." And when that deep, illogical, unexplained knowing strikes, you will not argue with it. You will not rationalize it away. You will take a deep breath, and you will say, "Executing command." This is how you move from being a victim of circumstance to a conscious co-creator of your reality. You learn to read the signal's signature. In the comments, share which of these 3 signals you now recognize in your life. I want to witness the moment you realized your future self was already contacting you. Your story will be validation for someone else reading. You understand the theory. You see the evidence in your own life. Now we move beyond both. We stop analyzing the signal and we become the signal. This is not an intellectual exercise. It is a full-body calibration. I invite you to find a space where you can be undisturbed for the next few minutes. Sit comfortably or lie down, whatever allows your body to feel safe and relaxed. And when you're ready, gently close your eyes. Let go of the day. Let go of the room around you. Bring your awareness inward, to the gentle rhythm of your own breath, inhaling and exhaling. There is nothing to achieve here, nothing to force. Your only task is to be present with yourself. Now, I want you to shift your perception of time. For your entire life, you have experienced time as a straight line, a river carrying you from a fixed past towards an unknown future. I want you to dissolve that image, let it go. Instead, sense the field of time not as a line, but as an infinite, conscious space, an ocean, and you are not on a boat sailing across its surface. You are a point of awareness suspended in its very center. The past is not behind you, and the future is not in front of you. All moments, all possibilities, exist simultaneously around you. Within this vast, living ocean of now, feel the stillness of this eternal space. You are at the center point of your own temporal universe. From this place of centered stillness, we are going to calibrate the inner antenna. Do not try to see your future self. Do not try to visualize a face or a place or an achievement. That is the old way. That is using the mind to project an image. We are going to bypass the mind entirely. We are going to feel. From this point of infinite presence, I want you to gently send out a question into the ocean of time around you. Not with words, but with your intention. Address that version of you that is fully realized, fully aligned, living in its highest expression of joy and purpose. And the question is this: what do you feel like? Don't search for an answer. Don't invent one. Simply wait and receive. Allow an emotion, a sensation, a frequency to wash back over you from that point in the field. What is it? Is it an overwhelming sense of peace that settles in your chest? A quiet, unshakable confidence that solidifies in your core? Is it a feeling of expansive freedom, as if all constraints have dissolved? Is it a vibrant, electric joy that hums beneath your skin? It may not even have a name. It might just be a warmth, a lightness, a sense of completion, of being home. Whatever it is, let it arrive. This is not a memory. This is not imagination. This is a direct, real-time data transmission. You are receiving the resonant signature of your own optimized destiny. Now, let that feeling become your entire reality. With every inhale, you are not just breathing air. You are breathing in this frequency. Draw it deeper into your body, into every cell. Feel it expanding from your heart, down into your legs and feet, grounding you in this new reality. Feel it rising up into your head, clearing away the static of old thoughts, old doubts. With every exhale, you release any part of you that is not a vibrational match to this feeling. Exhale the struggle. Exhale the impatience. Exhale the belief that you are separate from this. This is not visualization. This is resonant embodiment. Your body is the antenna, and you are tuning it right now to the clearest, strongest broadcast in the universe, the broadcast of your own soul, fully realized. Feel your entire cellular structure begin to hum in harmony with this new information, every atom recalibrating to this truth. You are not reaching for it. You are remembering it. You are becoming it. Now, for the final and most important step, dissolve the idea of a future self and a present self. Let the illusion of separation collapse completely. That feeling you are experiencing is not coming from somewhere else. It is not on its way to you. It is you. There is only this one feeling, this one frequency existing right now in this infinite moment. There is no distance to travel. There is no gap to close. You are not aligning with the signal. You are the signal. Welcome to total alignment. Stay with this feeling for another moment. This is your truth. This is your energetic home. And now, very gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the feeling of your body, back to the sound of my voice, back to the room you are in. When you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes, but as you do, keep a part of your awareness anchored in that feeling. Do not let it go. You have brought it back with you. It is now your new baseline, your new operating frequency. As you come back to this moment, what is the one-word feeling state your future self is broadcasting to you? Hold that word. That word is your compass. That is your new energetic home. The feeling you just embodied is your true north. It is your home frequency, your energetic signature of destiny. You are now a signal navigator. This is your new identity. Not a person hoping for a better future, but a conscious operator of your temporal reality, guided by the flawless signal of your own highest potential. You are no longer a passenger waiting for the scenery to change. You are at the helm, And every great navigator needs their toolkit. Not complex machinery, but simple, elegant instruments of perception. These are not tools for building or forcing. They are tools for calibration, for alignment, for navigating the current of time with grace and precision. Here is your operational toolkit. First and most fundamentally is the resonance check. This tool replaces every pro and con list you will ever make. It renders overthinking obsolete before any decision. From the monumental to the mundane, which job to take, what to eat for lunch and whether to make that call, you will pause. You will close your eyes for just a second. You will bring back the feeling you just embodied in our exercise, that feeling of peace, of power, of inevitability. And you will ask one question. Does this choice amplify or mute that frequency? That is all. Does this path make the signal stronger, clearer, more vibrant within my body? Or does it introduce static, anxiety, a feeling of contraction? Your logical mind will argue. It will present evidence, calculate risks, recall past failures, ignore it. It is a radio station broadcasting on an old, outdated frequency. The intelligence you operate from now is not in your head. It is in every cell of your body. Your body is the compass. Your feeling is the needle. An expansion, a sense of lightness. A quiet yes in your solar plexus. That is the signal confirming the route. A contraction, a tightness in your chest, a feeling of dread. That is the signal warning you of a detour away from your optimal timeline. This, right here, is the most effective form of future self-manifestation, living by resonance and not by pure logic. The second tool in your kit is the certainty statement. Doubt is the static that jams the future self signal. It is the ghost of your old programming, the echo of a timeline where you had to struggle and strive. When it creeps in, and it will, you will not fight it. You will not try to overpower it with desperate affirmations about what you want to be true. That is the old way. That is transmitting from a place of lack. Instead, you will simply acknowledge what is already done. You will state a fact. The statement is, I am integrating the reality my future self has already created. Say it, feel it. It is not a request. It is not a hope. It is a declaration of a process already underway. It acknowledges that the solution is already broadcasted, the victory already achieved, the reality already formed. Your only job is to allow your cellular structure, your nervous system, and your present circumstances to fully integrate this pre-existing truth. You are not creating abundance. You are integrating the reality where you are already abundant. You are not becoming healthy. You are integrating the timeline where you are already whole. This simple statement shifts you from an anxious creator into a calm, receptive integrator. It is the ultimate expression of trust in your own signal. The third tool is for interpreting what you used to call setbacks. We will now call it interference. When you face an obstacle, a delayed flight, a project that fails, a door that closes unexpectedly, your old self would panic. It would see failure, a sign to give up. The signal navigator sees something entirely different. You see the cosmic GPS recalibrating. You understand that what appears to be interference is always part of the signal's path, always. The closed door was not a rejection. It was a course correction. Guiding you away from a suboptimal route your logical mind couldn't see was a dead end. The delay was not a punishment. It was a precision timing mechanism, ensuring you arrive at your destination at the exact moment necessary for the next perfect synchronicity to occur. When you encounter what feels like a setback, your new response is not, "Why is this happening to me?" It is, "This is the signal rerouting me to an even better path. I will listen." This reframe transforms every challenge from a source of friction into a source of faith. The interference is the guidance. So, you have your tools, the resonance check to guide your choices, the certainty statement to dissolve your doubts, and a new framework for interpreting interference. Now, how do we make this your default state of being? Through the final piece, the daily calibration framework. It's profoundly simple. Every morning, before you check your phone, before your mind floods with the day's tasks, take 60 seconds. Close your eyes and tune back into the frequency, that one-word feeling your future self broadcasted to you. Embody it. Let it be the keynote for your day. And every night, just before sleep, take another 60 seconds. Release the day's events and return to that same home frequency. This isn't a chore. It is the act of a master navigator checking their compass at sunrise and sunset, ensuring their vessel stays perfectly on course. This simple practice recalibrates your antenna daily, making the signal clearer, stronger, and more undeniable with each passing day. What is one goal you will stop chasing and start receiving? Effective immediately. Declare that shift in your mind right now. This is the end of the struggle. This is the beginning of navigation. You now understand how to receive the future self signal. You can recognize its signatures in your reality, not as chaos, but as confirmation. You can embody its frequency, not as a fleeting meditation, but as your new energetic home. You are operating in total alignment, but this mastery is not an endpoint, it is the beginning. The cosmic GPS was just the tutorial. It taught you how to navigate the map of your own potential. Now, you're about to realize that you are part of the temporal network, a conscious web of causality where you are not just a point on the map, but a co-creator of the map itself, because receiving is only half of the equation. This communication is not a one-way street. You are not just a receiver, passively accepting guidance from a distant future. You are also a broadcaster. Every choice you make from this state of alignment, every action you take that resonates with that future frequency, sends a signal backward through time. Your courage now becomes the inexplicable strength your past self needed to get through a difficult day. Your clarity now becomes the sudden insight that allowed your past self to solve an impossible problem. Your actions now are the signals your past self is receiving at this very moment, interpreting them as intuition, as hope, as an unshakable knowing that something better is on its way. When you master receiving signals from the future, you gain the ability to consciously send signals into your past. This is the essence of retrocausality, and it allows you to heal and rewrite history, not just for yourself, but for the collective. You can send a signal of peace to a moment of trauma. You can broadcast a frequency of worthiness to a past self that felt abandoned. You are not changing what happened. You are changing its energetic meaning, its resonant charge, collapsing the timelines of suffering and activating the timelines of wisdom. This is the next horizon of your power. Subscribe and activate all notifications, because in the next video, Retrocausality Explained, how your future actions are shaping your present reality. We dismantle linear time completely. You've learned to receive. Next, you'll learn to architect. And after that, we will explore timelines are more fluid than you think. Here's how to choose, where you will learn to navigate the infinite possibilities, not just by receiving a single signal, but by selecting from the entire spectrum of your potential. Now that you know how to receive your future, what if you could consciously architect your past? You came here feeling stuck, impatient, trying to force a future into existence. You are leaving as a conscious participant in the architecture of time itself. The future is not something you build, it is something you remember. Welcome to total alignment.